Hi Year 5s and welcome to this revision session of 6, 4 and 8 times tables. We're going to start off with doubling and halving, and this is a skill that you will need during this lesson. So in the doubling machine, I have put 6, 3, 5, 8, 4, 10, 12, 15, 20, 24, 30 and 32. You will need to double each number and write your answer in the out row. And remember, when you're doubling, that is the same as multiplying by 2. Do that now on your piece of paper and check your answers. When you're dividing, that is the same as when you're halving, that is the same as dividing by 2. So if I wanted to divide 4, I could write 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. If I wanted to halve 10, I could write 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Divide the other numbers by 2. Half the other numbers 8, 20, 16, 24, 44 and 100. Do that now on your piece of paper and check your answers. Right, this question has asked her to do the following. Write a multiplication equation to represent each image. So I've written 2 multiplied by 4 equals 8. There are 2 cherries and 4 groups of them, 4 stalks. So 2 times 4 equals 8. There are 8 cherries in total. If I wanted to write a multiplication equation about these two pictures, well, I can see there's 4 apples and 2 bags. So 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. Let's have a look at some arrays. So arrays are dots that have been arranged in a special way. So these dots, I can see I've got 2 rows, so I've written 2, and in each row there are 4 dots. So 2 multiplied by 4 is equal to 8. I could also see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, 4, and in each column there are 2 dots. So 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. Here is another array. In each row, I can see that there are 4 dots and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So I could write 5 multiplied by 4 equals 20. And I have got 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and in each column there are 5 dots. So 4 multiplied by 5 is 20. Let's have a look at something delicious, a nice box of chocolates. How many chocolates are there in total? And write a multiplication equation. All that's asking you to do is to write a number sentence using your times tables. So here I can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So I've written 4 times 5 because there are 5 chocolates in each row. 4 times 5 is 20. Or you could write 5 times 4 because there are 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in each column there is 4 chocolates. So 5 times 4 is 20. Here I've only written one multiplication equation. Well, that's because I could only really write one. There are 3 rows, and in each row there are 3 chocolates, but there's also 3 columns, and in each column there are 3 chocolates. So you would have just ended up with 3 times 3 is 9. How many balls are there in total? Well, I can see that each bag has a total of 3 balls. So I could write 3 multiplied by 4, because there are 4 bags, 3 balls multiplied by 4 bags is a total of 12 balls. And then for the sweets, I could have written 4 sweets, and there are 3 groups of sweets, so 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. Now let's use our halving and multiplying hat, halving and doubling hats, and in particular we're going to need our doubling hat on now. So 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 4 is 24. I can see that 4 is a double of 2, so I've just doubled the answer. See if you can use 6 times 8. See if you can use 24 to help you find the answer for this. Now you will need to double your 24 to give you this answer because 8 is a double of 4. Do that now on your piece of paper. Okay, so you should have got the following. So 24 doubled is 48. And you could also have done 8 times 2 is 16, 4 times 4 is 16, 2 times 8 is 16, because each time the number has been halved, hasn't it? Or 2 is a double of 4, 4 is a double of 8. Okay, let's see now if we can write as a multiplication equation the total cost of 2 lollies. Now to do that, I could write it as a bar diagram like this: 2 lots of 12 and a multiplication in this way. Could you write me a bar diagram and a multiplication for 4 lollies and then 8 lollies? Pause the video and do that now. So you would have written your 4 lollies like this, 4 groups of 12, and using your doubling, I know that 48 is a double of 24. Use that for what you expect 8 lollies to be then. And you can see that 48 doubled is 96. Let's see if we can find any other magic doubles. So you can see I've got my 2, my 4, and my 8 times tables on here. And there's one double there, 20, 40, and 80. Can you see any other doubles? There's 12, 24, and 48. Those are the ones we did earlier. 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 8 is 48. 4 is a double, 4 doubled is 8, 2 doubled is 4, and so the answers are doubled also. And you can see that 16 there as well, because 2, 4, and 8 are doubled, and 8, 4, and 2 are halves, so they have the same product. Okay, on your worksheet, have a go at doing questions 1 to 4 now. Pause the video. Okay, we can also use our knowledge of doubling to help us complete an if I know that table. So if you're still learning, if you're still working through your 6 and your 8 times tables, and maybe your 4 times tables, this is a very good way of helping you to remember them. So you first of all need to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 on one row, and on another row you will need to leave that blank. So I'm doing my 6 times tables. I know that 0 times 6 is always 0. I know that 1 times 6 is 6. If I know that 1 times 6 is 6, then I know that 10 times 6 is 60. I know that 2 times 6 is going to be doubled 6, so that's 12. And I also know that my 4 times 6, because that's just going to be 2 doubled, isn't it? So I just need to double the answer for 2 times 6, so 12. 12 doubled is 24. I can also see that 8 is a double of 4, so I just need to double the answer of 24, which gives me 48. Are there any other doubles that I can see? Well, I can see that 3, 6, and 12, they're a double, aren't they? So if I'm not really sure of what 3 times 6 is, then I can always just add on 6 to 12, can't I? And that is 18. Now I just need to double 18 to give me 6 times 6, and that is 36. And I can then just double that 36 to give me 12. So if I double the 6 of my 36, that gives me 12. If I double the 30, that gives me 60, plus the 10 that I carried, that's going to give me 72. And then I can just add on the 6's to the ones that I'm not really sure of. So 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. That's given me 42 there. And I'm just going to add on 6 to 48, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Lovely. And hang on, I just know that 6 times 11 is always just going to be double the digits. So it's just going to be 66. Let's have a look at the 8 times table then. So I've already filled some in. I know that 0 times 8 is 0, 1 times 8 is 8. So if I know that 1 times 8 is 8, 10 times 8 is 80. Double 8, well I know that, that's 16. If I know that 2 times 8 is 16, then I know what 4 times 8 is, because that's double 16. That's going to be 32. And I also know what 8 times 8 is, because I know what 4 times 8 is, 32. That's 64. Let's see if I can work out my 3, 6, and 12 now because we worked out that they were doubles. If I'm not really sure what 3 times 8 is, then I can just add on 8 to 16, and that is 24. Now I just need to double 24 and put that into my 6, which is 48. And then I'm going to double 48 here, which gives me 96. And then I can just fill in the ones that I'm not really sure about. So 5 times 8, I can just add on 8 to 32. That gives me 40. And then I can just add on 8 to 48. 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. That gives me 56. Lovely. And then 9 times 8 here, I'm going to add 8 to 64, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. That gives me 72. And I know that the 11 times table, I just double the digit, so that gives me 88. Okay, let's have a look at other ways of working out a multiplication by using what we know. How could you calculate 7 times 8? Well, you could do count up in 8, so you could count on 8 7 times. I know that 4 times 7 equals 28, so I doubled the 20, then doubled the 8. So 40 plus 16 equals 56. Or if you know what 5 times 8 is, that's 40, you could then just add on the 2 lots of 8s to give you 56. Let's work out the value of each shape and then calculate the missing numbers. So think back through your 8 times table. What do you multiply 8 by? What can you multiply to get 8? So you could have 4 times 4 is 6. If I know that the pentagons there are 4, so 4 times 4 is going to be 16. So then 4 times 2 must be 8. So you can see that if it's the same shape, then it needs to be the same number. So 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 4 is 16. So 4, so we've got the answer is 32 there. So that's going to be, if that's going to be 4 times 2 is 8, and then times 4 again is going to give us 32. 2 times 2 is 4, times 4 is 16. Have a go at the rest of the questions on your worksheet, and I look forward to seeing your work.